Hey everybody, Travis here today. I had a little bit of time to do a little review on a dump truck that I have. I've had this truck since November of 2019. It's an International HX 620, and so I thought I'd do a little quick review on it while I have a little bit of time today. So this is the truck. We call it the Blue Beast. Absolutely love it. So it's a 2020 International HX 620, and I never thought I would ever be buying a brand new dump truck in my years of business. But I came to a crossroads with the used trucks and the amount of downtime and so forth that I continue to have. I actually lost and I think it was in 2017, I actually lost a $30,000 job because my dump truck was down for over 2 weeks. Couldn't get my equipment there, couldn't haul no material. I was just down. And it just seemed like a cycle that and maybe it don't always happen that way with used older trucks, but I just seem to be trapped in that cycle of over and over again, working 2 weeks and then spending several days working on the truck. Something would break, downtime after downtime after downtime. So I finally decided to make the change, take the leap, you could say. Now, initially, I was going to buy a Mack. My first dump truck was a 73 Mack with a 237 and straight 5-speed, and I loved that old truck. And I bought another 94, 90, or no, it was a 96 model Mack after that with the E400, 8-speed. Loved that truck. Had to sell that during the 2008 through 10 recession, and kind of start over with some other stuff. But buying this new truck for me personally was one of the best decisions I ever made. Since November of 2019, when I took delivery of it, I have not had one single breakdown. I've had zero downtime since November of 2019, and this is January 2024. So man, it's just made a huge difference in just constantly being able to get work done and everything. So anyway, this truck, the motor. So International offers, their A26 or something like that, but I opted to get the X15 Cummins, 505 horsepower, 1,850 foot-pounds of torque, and zero problems. Now, I've had one little thing go bad. A little DEF sensor went bad in my tank. Didn't cause me no downtime. The truck still ran just fine. It just had a little beep going on. That's a DEF tank there. That's the only thing that's went bad. That was about a $200 part. It was covered under warranty, and that was that. One thing I noticed early on with this truck, I started getting some squeaking noises and I couldn't figure it out. And I called the dealer. I bought this up in Jericho, Vermont at Clark Truck Centers, which I hear is no longer the same business. But anyway, these points right here had to get some grease on them right there and right there. So if you're going down a bumpy road and your truck's making all kinds of squeaking noises, chances are that's what it is. That's what I found out. I put the bigger float tires on it just because of the roads around here are narrow and carries the load better. I also was really trying to find a short connected bedded tandem. I don't haul out of quarries, hauling stone or asphalt or any of that kind of stuff where I'm running scales. And so a triaxle or trying to get the maximum payload was not what I was interested in. I was interested in getting off the road, backwoods, tight places. I haul all my own shale and so forth out of my own shale pit, topsoil, things like that. This truck has that, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's called a Chalmers suspension. It's got that big rubber block there, or maybe it's called a walking beam. I can't remember, but it's not air ride or your typical big, leaf springs that you have on a lot of other trucks, but it handles a load really, really well. When you're fully loaded, it really handles it good. So I'm impressed with that. And I pulled my 20-ton tag along with it. I got this excavator there. It weighs about 39,000 pounds there, and I haul that thing around with this truck all the time, a good bit. And of course I dig my shale out here with it. So that's about it on the outside. Everything's, you know, pretty common. Dump truck. Got me a little spot there. You know, always added me a toolbox there. Got me air hose, maintenance stuff in there. Hook up me air hose there. Pump up tires on the job, on the truck, wherever you need to, anytime. But you like the truck. Got the heated mirrors. Like I said, got the Cummins and all that good stuff. Let me put this back down for a minute. So back to I was going to get a Mac. So I was really interested in getting the Mac, and I actually put a deposit on a Mac. And I just told my salesman I just wasn't ready to buy just yet, to give me a little bit of time. And he never even replied to me. He never called me back, never said nothing. They kept my $3,000 deposit, and then about a year later, they sent it back to me, I guess when they were doing their taxes. But the salesman wouldn't even return my calls or messages anymore. So I just figured, you know what, that's just not somebody I'm going to do business with. So I found this truck when I was ready to buy, and the Clark Truck Center is up there in Vermont. I mean, work with me head over heels to get this deal done, and I love it. I'm glad I bought the International. Just love it. Love the power of it, the feel of it. And what I really like about it is inside here in the cab, you know, the windshield kind of curves around all the way here. So a lot of trucks have that, you know, like your cab post right here. Well, this, I mean, when you're sitting in this thing, you can just see so much of the road all the way around you. So it's really comfortable. Got a heated seat, you know, got all your good stuff. The other thing that I was impressed by with the Cummins in particular is that three-stage Jake brake that is on these is just absolutely amazing. I mean, I hardly ever use my service brakes, you know, just when I'm coming to a stop or something. But I mean, you can be going down the steepest mountain and just let off, and it just, I mean, that transmission drops the gears, and that Jake on stage 3, I mean, it just all but stop on a dime, you could say. Now, I did get the Allison automatic. Now, I know a lot of the old truck drivers will say, and I used to say this myself, and that is, oh, you never want to get an automatic in a dump truck or big truck. They're junk. They free roll, burn your brakes up. They don't hold you back, and all that stuff. And I was told that all through the years until I tried one. I bought an older International, I forget what model it was, a few years back, and it had the Allison Auto. And I put an exhaust brake on it because it didn't have anything on it. And I kind of liked it, you know, and the more I drove it, the more I liked it. And then when I got in and drove this, I mean, from a 96 to a 2020 model, it's head over heels different, even now. And honestly, you couldn't pay me to go back to a Road Ranger 8-speed, 13-speed, whatever. There's just no way, because it's so easy. Like you say, almost a caveman could do it, right? Anybody can get in this truck and drive it. My wife, my kids could get in this truck and drive it and not tear something up. So I rarely have someone drive on my truck, but, you know, on occasion I have hired somebody and let them drive it a little bit. I don't have to worry about tearing the clutch out, pressure plate, or anything like that. So the automatic is good. When I take off on a steep hill, you got 20 tons behind you on a trailer, and I got to come to a stop sign on these West Virginia hills and mountains around here, or I got to get over for traffic, because I always got to get over for somebody coming down the, you know, our roads that are really narrow, 1-lane roads or 2-lane roads with no lines and so forth, you know, just tar and chip back roads, dirt roads. And you got to take off and you got to start again, take off and start again. Well, with the automatic, it's not, you don't even have to think about it. I can get in the truck, fired up, have my coffee in one hand, and driving down the road just like I can with my pickup. And it knows when to downshift, it knows when to upshift. It just does it. I never have to worry about my brakes getting hot or missing a gear or getting in the right gear before I go down a steep hill. I can be going 60 miles an hour at the top of a hill, and all I gotta do is just let off the accelerator, and it just boom, 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 boom. And I mean, no time, I gotta reaccelerate to get my speed back up a little bit. So for me, I'll never have anything but automatic again. in one of these trucks. But this truck should retire me. But I don't know what else really to talk about. Typical dump truck, 15-foot dump bed I have on it. Runs good, drives good, handles good. Every person that's got in it loves it. Every person that sees this truck out in public around here, other contractors just love it. Ask me where I got it, you know, what it cost me, how I like it, and I've got nothing but good things to say about this International truck. I know International got a bad rap for a while with their what was it, their something 13 engine or whatever that other engine they had with when the new emissions took place at Max Force. That's what it was called. The Max Force motors, you know, were absolutely garbage. But they went back to Cummins, thankfully, and I think it's been all good ever since then. So if you looked at one of these dump trucks or you're thinking about a new one, I mean, I don't know anything about the A26 engine. A buddy of mine's an over-the-road driver. He said he drove one and it was pretty good. But I personally couldn't say one thing or another about the A26 or whatever it's called. But I can tell you all about this and the Cummins and the truck itself. You know, hands down, I'd buy it again. They do come with a if you're going to get one, I would suggest they come with a you can get this big center toe pin that bolts in there and hooks to the frame. Then you can just hook the one chain, you know, right there to tow yourself out. I got the tow hooks, which you got to hook 2 different chains up to pull, because if you hook one chain through those 2 and pull it together, it can bend. When you pull on it, it can put stress and bend the front of your frame. So the tow hooks, you want to hook one chain to each hook and then out from there if you want to go pull yourself out. But the best thing to do is don't go where you shouldn't go and don't get your truck stuck. But so that's it. 2020. I've had it for almost 5 years now, and like I said, I don't regret it one bit. But anyway, hope you liked the video, and let me know what you think. Thank you.